Hi dears, this is Pavitra and you're watching Pavi's Intellect. When I was a little kid, my teacher would tell me nursery rhymes, and these melodic words made me smile and giggle. Ringa Ringa Roses, Humpty Dumpty, Jack and Jill were some of my favorites at that time. I was not aware to the literal meaning of these nursery rhymes and descriptive violence. So let's have a look at the darkest side of 5 popular nursery rhymes. So let's begin. Number 1. Ringa Ringa Roses. Ringa ringa roses, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Aha! Actual lyric is not ringa ringa roses, it is ring around rosy, pocket full of posies, which means bunch of flowers, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Sounds suspiciously like it's referring to a person dying. That is, it's about the Black Death which in 1340s killed almost half of Europe and China population. Actually, this is rhyme of funeral elegy. Number 2. Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Humpty Dumpty is the name of the large cannon used by English royalists in English Civil War of 1642 to 1649. During the war, royalists placed several cannons on the wall surrounding the city called Chester. In 1648, enemies' cannonballs blew apart the wall upon which Humpty Dumpty sat, sending it tumbling to ground. Now the cannon was broken, a formidable weapon was beyond repair. Number 3. Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. The root of this poem are so dark. Jack and Jill are actually France King Louis XVI and his wife Mary, who were convicted of treason during the French Revolution and beheaded. That is, Jack or Louis XVI lost his crown, his throne, and also his head, and Jill or Mary head soon came tumbling after. This is a history about the end of monarchy in France. Number 4. Baba Black Sheep. Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, one for the little boy who lives down the lane. While this rhyme sounds innocent enough, it actually dates back to the feudal England and is not innocent. There was an extremely harsh wool tax imposed on farmers back then by King Edward I in 13th century. 1/3 of the wool was taken for the king or the master, 1/3 for the church or the dame, and 1/3 for the farmers. In some older versions of this rhyme ended with "but none for the little boy who cries down the lane," showing us just how little was left for the people who cultivated the wool. Number 5. Mary Mary. Mary Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. This popular English rhyme, which reads like solicitation for gardening advice, is actually a recounting nature of Queen Mary of England, who is also called as Bloody Mary. She was a devout Catholic, so she wants to restore the Catholic faith to England. Hence, Mary Mary, quite contrary. The garden in the second line is taken to refer to the country itself. The silver bells were the type of thumbscrew, and the cockle shells were the instruments of torture used on Protestant martyrs to persuade them to change faith. The maiden was an instrument used to behead people, and line "pretty maid all in a row" is taken to refer to mass execution of Protestants during Mary's reign. So how is any of these rhymes funny, entertaining or soothing? No, these are terrible rhymes that illustrate discrimination, cremation, broken skulls, etc. Yet we are laughing and smiling about them. So we should rethink a better bedtime story or nursery rhymes. With that, quitting my chat. Thank you for watching.